Hi, I'm attorney Ben Schwartz. Today we're going to answer a question. The question is, what is an affidavit of merit? An affidavit of merit is something that you need in a Delaware medical malpractice case. Before you can file a lawsuit in a Delaware medical malpractice case, you have to get an affidavit from a physician who's in the same specialty as the physician who you claim committed malpractice. And this affidavit essentially has to say that the physician who you're suing acted in a negligent manner and that the negligent act or omission caused you injury. An affidavit of merit is required under Delaware law in order to file a lawsuit against a doctor or other healthcare professional for professional negligence, for medical malpractice. And I think that the law that requires it came along before I became an attorney. But I think that the general idea is that if you can't get an affidavit of merit, then you probably don't have a case that should be brought in the first place. In other words, I think that the law was probably designed to cut down on medical malpractice lawsuits where it's not clear that the doctor actually did something wrong to cause injury or death. For my purposes, I think that the affidavit of merit requirement is a little bit stiff because oftentimes, we're in Delaware. Delaware has a 2-year statute of limitations on personal injury cases, 2-year statute of limitations on medical negligence cases. And oftentimes, if there's been a catastrophic injury or death, I think that the impression out there amongst the general public is that people go running to trial lawyers. I think the actual truth is that people do not go running to trial lawyers. They deal with the impact on their lives. They take time to get in the mindset of recovery, and then they go to a trial lawyer. And so people go to lawyers to get consultations for medical malpractice cases, a year after their family member died, 18 months after their family member died. And at that point, it is very difficult to get all the medical records and get a physician to review them in order to give an affidavit of merit. So the notion from, my perspective, the notion of having to get all the medical records, having to get a physician to review all the records, having to get an affidavit from that physician to say that the treating doctor was negligent and that the negligence caused the injury or death, I think that is a very stiff requirement to put on the families of people who have died due to medical errors. I'll be interested to know what you think. If you have an opinion on this topic, I'd be interested to know if you think that this is a good thing, requiring the families of people who've been injured or killed through medical errors to go out and get records and get reviews and get affidavits, or do you think that, do you agree with me? Do you think that it's a little bit too much and that it could cause more harm to people and families that already are suffering from harm? Let me know what you think. I'm attorney Ben Schwartz. My email address is ben.schwartz@schwartzandschwartz.com. You can also comment on this video on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever you're watching it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. I hope you found it to be interesting and informative, and I hope it helps you understand more about the law and your rights.